I saw it with Mariah Jefferson when I was training her. I have 4 daughters and they can play. I have a plan, and it starts with God. Most times they're gonna put the best players on the court. If you ain't on the court, it's something we gotta go work on. They were the best young girls around here. Don't run from the smoke, learn from the smoke. That's a loaded question, and it's real. It ain't so much the trainers all the way, it's the kids. If I bark at you, guess what? I better be ready for that bite.
Yep.
I wish I would have put my girls in soccer first.
All right, here we are at Duncanville High School, Central Meadows tournament. Here we are with
Walsh Jordan.
Walsh Jordan. So the dynamic is right now that you got 4 daughters on varsity team. That's very special, to say the least, so congrats on that.
Thanks.
Not everybody get to say you got 4 daughters on a high school varsity team.
First time in Texas history.
Probably in history,
Yeah.
let alone. But so I'm doing a series called Wish I Would Have Known. So what is something that you wish you would have known? Your ex-hooper, trainer, coach, father. So just kind of talk about something that you wish you would have known. Heck, before getting into it, I mean, you got a lot of history, a lot of.
Well, I'll tell you one of the things I would, I wish I would have known more, and I did. I wish I would have known more. I did. I saw it with Mariah Jefferson when I was training her, and her mom used to tell me, like, because I had most since she was 3rd grade.
Got you.
But she used to play soccer too. So one thing I'll tell all young kids out there, or parents trying to have kids that play basketball, I wish I would have put my girls in soccer first. Because the one thing about soccer, it teaches you every aspect of the game. I never played soccer.
Right.
But like when they were young, I put them in soccer for a year. The dude wanted to get more serious with them, and I didn't want to be serious. I was like, we're going to play basketball. But the one thing about soccer that a lot of people might know or may not understand is just like basketball with your feet. So with soccer, you learn how to get contact, right? Because you're always bodying with your feet, right? You got to, right? Then you understand the game because you got to see the next pass. So the defense is moving, you got to see the next pass, you got to kick it to your friend or whoever to get it to the goal. Then with soccer, you got to learn how to play defense.
Right.
So you got to get back. You're moving on the ball, but you don't want to. Sometimes I attack the ball, but sometimes I kind of bait them into a pass, with the foot. So then once you do that, now you take them to basketball court. Now they may be behind skill-wise, so I always say, I would tell a kid now, or a parent, let them be soccer serious, and just kind of like work with them on their skill on the side of basketball.
Right.
So if you do that, I know a good friend of mine too is Zadra Green. He did it with his daughter. So Zay, right? She's good. She plays soccer a lot.
She goes to
UAPB, I think. So she did it, and I remember her mom used to have her in there doing that as well. But it teaches basketball players how everything involved in basketball without the basketball, right? So now you put them in basketball. Now they ain't fell out of love with basketball. It's kind of new to them, even though they've been doing it. Now you put them on a high level, start playing, and once you pick it up, it's gonna be you're gonna be so much better than other players.
Got you.
So that's one thing I say. It's almost the same concept. When I used to train guys, it was the same concept I used to tell kids, parents, when I used to have say, and I know you're a really good player. Say it was you, and I had been skilling you up, you were a hell of a player, but all of a sudden, you just didn't like contact, you wasn't physical. I did it with a kid named King McClure. King was one of the top players. I had him since 4th grade. So he was one of the top players, but in 7th grade, I kept telling his father, I was like, man, King is nice, but he don't really like that contact as much.
Right.
Even though he's nice, he's one of the top players in the country, you need to let him play football. I said, you let him play football. I don't know if mama going to let him or not, but if you let him play football, he's going to get more physical. Mr. McClure put him in football. King blew up to the #1 player in the country because he was physical now. He could jump, but he was physical. So he had all the skills I had been showing him, but now he had that dog with the physicality.
Right.
So it's the same thing with soccer for basketball.
Okay.
Someone who's doing it right now is Gilbert Arenas. His son never really was playing. He just put him in basketball he probably put him in basketball like his 9th or 10th grade year. Now he's starting to become one of the best players in the country. So that's something.
Got you. So the dynamic of having 4 daughters at the high school level, AAU is probably it's a mess. But so how do you kind of orchestrate that with all their daughters pretty much. This the time to really start getting looked at. You got a freshman, you got sophomore and a junior. Yeah, so like, how do you really surface that or manage that?
Yeah, it's a tough. It's a beautiful thing I have, but it's hard because I have 4 daughters and they can play.
Right.
So I'm always trying to find a situation for all of them.
Right.
Versus me having just one girl and I can take her to this team and all. We go, I got a better situation here for her, but I got to look at it for everybody. So all the programs that's out there, I'm always searching. Okay, what's the best situation for everybody?
Right.
And so I've been blessed to be a part of some good organizations. But yeah, man, the only thing I can say for me personally.
Right.
I have a plan, and it starts with God.
Right.
So I'm orchestrating it through God. So I keep God first, and I'm just hoping and praying that He'll keep leading me the right way. And that's what that's how I'm moving with mine with it.
Got you. So I watched three of your games. I noticed they don't come off the court for the most part, and I know that can be challenging as far as like politics or whatever the case people want to say. So how do you like challenge that or really respond to that? Like, I know you said God is the leader of everything, so you don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, with basketball, I mean, most time they're gonna put the best players on the court. So I just tell mine, you gotta compete.
Right.
If you want to be the one, you got to compete. If you over here, you got to be able to compete and get that spot. So that's how I look at it. Like, the best players should be on the court.
Right.
So if you ain't on the court, it's something we got to go work on. Like
Facts.
for me, right? And me, I'm who I am. I want to play against the best, right?
For
so
sure.
people see us, right? We at South Lake. So the first thing they're gonna automatically, well, people who know, they know, not really.
Right.
But we're South Lake, but my daughters came from DeSoto. They came from OCBF. We won state when they was younger, right? So they were the best young girls around here.
Right.
And then I pulled them for 4 years from high level. When they was second grade, I stopped them. And then all these girls blew up past them, and then we had to catch back up. We were trying to catch up, last couple of years. But for me, I like to smoke.
Gotcha.
So when we were playing the other day, and we were losing, we lost, right, to Conway.
Yep.
Right? We beat La Vega, lost to Conway, and Conway had us up, pretty badly at one point. We started coming back some, but for me, that situation is a learning situation.
Right.
Don't run from the smoke. Learn from the smoke.
Right.
Like you didn't. I mean, it was what they was doing some stuff. I'm like, okay, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. That was good. That wasn't bad. That wasn't good. So let's go work on that. When we go back. Let's get back to the lab. But how are you gonna know what you need to work on if I don't play that and see, right? So if you battle test it, you'll know what you need to get better at or not.
Right.
It's like how we grew up.
Right.
Like when I grew up, I played against older guys. I'm from Detroit, Southwest Detroit. We played against all the older guys. They beat you up. You come back the next day.
Right.
Eventually, you become the big dog.
Right.
Now it's like, oh yeah. So when you see anything, any situation you see, you ready. It's like this is nothing for me. So that's how, to me, you build a player. Got
you. And to talk about building players, you do train, so you still train other people, or you just kind of focus on your girls?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I should have kept this up in my mouth. Yeah, I don't really train like that no more. It's my passion though.
Right.
I loved it. Like Harmony probably was my last girl. That I really trained, Harmony Turner. So I don't really train. I just train the girls. We getting up in the morning, 5:30. We're at the gym, and that's it. But I love it.
Right.
I would do it for free because it was it was something I did. I started off doing for free, and it just grew into me training everybody. But it was more like I just had a love. But I don't do it right now because I'm so busy with real estate. I do a lot of real estate, so that's what I'm.
So what's the difference in between trainers now and then kind of when you was doing it? Like, what is it? Because you see a lot of skill, but you don't see a lot of heart, dog. So like, I know that's not, you can't really, you can instill it, but you can't instill it. Yeah. So they're more skilled for sure, but they don't have I feel like they're playing just to be playing.
Yeah. Like I know, that's a loaded question and it's real, right? I know all the trainers. Like they know, like most of them look up to me, right? That's out here today.
Right.
Like Tim Martin, them my young boy, them my brothers, Tony, you know, Bridge, them all my brothers. The only issue with it ain't so much the trainers all the way, it's the kids kind of. They don't play pickup. You can't play no pickup. So really, I love AAU. As much as I love AAU, it hurts because they're competing, but you never get a chance to work on your game because every game is a big game, right?
Yup.
So I can't really mess up.
Yup.
But if I'm playing pickup, I can, you know, you see them guys, you know, they going behind their back and doing all this stuff, and now they start to know their game. I ain't saying you got to dribble 100 times, but if you used to that, you got something, right? So I kind of I feel like that one girl I saw yesterday, I saw you interview her. She was from Louisiana. She didn't play high-level AAU. She don't play on the circuit. Jada or something?
Jada.
She kind of had that game where she looked like she more pickup game.
Yep.
But she taking it to a real game. So that's the biggest problem for the game today. I don't get to take you if you my young boy, right?
Yep.
That's cool. We going to play somebody. But if you my young boy, I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go take you with some grown men today. I'm gonna see where you at.
Yes.
My brother Darrell Wilson, and he did his son. He played at Kansas. He was the best player for Kansas. Now he's playing for the Brooklyn Nets. I mean Brooklyn, whatever they call. He used to have him come play with us, play with the older guys, and he got better and better. He would talk junk to him, make him tougher. So then when he see college, he's like, man, this junk nothing. Yeah. He battle tests. He's ready for it. Like yesterday, my youngest, her and KP was going at it.
Barking.
You see what I'm saying? So it's more like that's how you need to learn how to play. Because if I bark at you, guess what? I better be ready for that bite.
Yep.
So you coming at KP, because KP's a dog.
Right.
You better strap up.
Right. Because
she coming. So her and her was strapping up. So it helped. I wouldn't say it helped KP so much, but it helped my daughter more because KP's older. She's more mature, but she's learning. But that's what you don't see no more. That's why I love what you're doing because you and Mike, right? Mike Simmons. That's what I love about y'all because you guys are creating that environment, right? Like, they coming. Like when I was growing up, when I came here in Dallas, we used to play in what's called the Redbird League. Everybody, all the top players in the country were, basically this was the hotbed. Right, you had Larry Johnson, you had all these guys that was, top players. But when we walked in the gym, it was a guy named Gillum, right? A guy named Gillum. When you walk in, he gonna talk junk to you. Right. What you gonna do today? He going to get such and such. So the crowd, the gym is packed.
Right.
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
You can't hide.
Yeah.
It's like, so you gotta bring it. So everybody, all of us who we was competing with, it made us better.
Gotcha.
And it made us dogs. So we go out from here, we were ready.
Gotcha. Well, I definitely appreciate your time, man. A lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, and like I said, congrats on the 4 daughters. Like that's probably the first ever done in history. But yeah, thank you.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I love what y'all doing, man. Keep it up.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.